of the Invitational.
That's one of the most brutal things here about Rocket League. Even though Energy can join the pace of the game, having absolute dominance on offense, there's nothing to show for it. All it takes is one opportunity for Rogue. They
drive, and they might have been on their way to a Game 1 victory. But Justin, as always, that is a difference maker of a player.
Just so composed by Justin. You see the ability for Garrett here. He rotates back into net. And even when he turns around, he's got Crow in his face trying to go for a dodge. Even with Justin in support, it doesn't matter. Turnturo with a beautiful flick plays it past.
He's a focus on the defenders.
I mean, credit to Rogue and their spacing right now and the ability to commit on offense. Kronovi just headhunts down Justin on the back end here.
Rogue have stepped it up to a brand new level today. Turnturo drops it.
What?
Crow will finish it. And now they could just see his double taps go in this series. He's definitely ready for this one, however. Squishy and Justin both jump, both flail, and neither of them stood seconds.
Finally, Shogun, the drought is over. Energy been trying relentlessly to get a goal, finding something, and a mistake finally comes out. 3.
And Rogue have got themselves only to blame here. Tried to send Turo when he flips the wrong way. Ends up just pulling himself out of the direction of NRG.
Yeah, Kronovi had a really awkward one on this one. He's a little bit too far near post and with 0 boost, so he's watching this one go up, and then it hits that corner up top and drops straight back. Again, Rocket League at its finest, Shogun here at the ESPN Invitational.
And it's that backboard yet again. Bounces off it, nobody around. And Rogue have given NRG their second defeat since Squishy Muffins joined the roster.
You can just see how disconjointed they are.
They have just put opportunity after opportunity on their plate, and they are putting away with them very simply. From Torment that allows it.
Still a great decision here by Sosa. The way that he applies is he's actually really close to this ball, and immediately as soon as he sees that ball pop up, he's like, I have faith for you to...
Rough at the moment. They have not been able to figure out anything to go well for them. And that is number 4. Like to keep talking for a second as I do a microphone like swap. Just trust me.
I just monologued for like a minute, man.
I know. I should try and find the wire.
How much time do you need?
Oh, give me a...
So, interested to see if they can keep that up, or if, you know, Rad Enterprises has an answer here as we get into game number 2.
Well, right now they are automatically been put in a bad spot.
This is for the goal here.
Yeah, they've not had many opportunities, but they made this one count. Mektos would have wanted better from his own touch, though. Ends up leaving his defender wide open to get so strong, taking the opportunities as they come. Again, it's a really poor defensive effort.
Yeah, a big double commit on the back end there too as well.
I mean, I feel like at least Plot Twist worked for some of their goals. They're handing these away. This has been generous.
Super aggressive. I'm curious to see what happened on the back end, both. Okay, AXB and Torment getting ready to move that downfield, and that's kind of that domino effect we talk about, where numerous times players just have that clean with it at this point. That slight hesitation there, though, you can just tell it completely throws off. I think it was Taroko that came in for that one. But that subtle, like, little...
Feels like the norm.
Yeah, it's like nothing... Yeah. I mean, that just kind of feels like...
The standards are still, this is difficult to put together.
Yeah, I mean, even... It's the same thing. Like, I've had relatives be like, yeah, like how...
To Mektos, who will get the goal.
Yeah, it looked like there was going to be a glimpse of hope there. When that ball played over to the left corner for the blue side, AXB made some heroic efforts, you know, got up early and made a couple touches play, and it all starts with Gimmick just going for that fake initially to get past one, and then for AXB, positioning on that is just superb. He goes to the left-hand side and makes sure to put all of his power to push it.
And just like that, the fortunes have been very much reversed. Gimmick does the flying nothing. And it was more
getting anybody challenging his touches. The second one here, just a big clear, and you can just tell nobody back, not even a demo to show for it. Just caught out on the rotation again. This is where Plot
will be AXB's to score.
Yeah, just a rough touch here from Taroko, trying to play that up the wall. If he gets a pinch, I might go the other way, but because he's on top of it to the right, it ends up pinching back. Yeah, it's just a really good 50 again, set up by Gimmick, and Torment just waiting and waiting. He's waiting for this play to develop, sitting right behind us, that support player, and I think that's been kind of a...
Their opportunity to give one back to Rat Enterprises. Take a look at Gimmick. He is just hounded. I don't really think there was too many ways he was getting.
Shogun, every time we think things are going to trend in one direction and it looks like, okay, it's all she wrote, The other team immediately comes back into it, and it's just been back and forth in a one handled extremely well on the back end by Rad Enterprises. Plays into the corner. AXB is up for the block. Gimmick there in support, so they clear that downfield. Gimmick trying.
Series, a much needed win for Rat Enterprises.
It's a good challenge in the midfield by Torment to make that pass awkward, but Gimmick gets all the credit. Sitting on that backboard and just there's not as much on the line. You can take a little bit more passive approach. I trust these guys to play defense, so you can see it here already. I mean, as soon as that ball goes down, nobody commits. Both Turo and for
awkward angle, and he's managed to get it to work. Poor touch from Crow.
Yeah, Kronovi wanted to play this one nice and soft so he could trap it and start moving it downfield, but it just hit that perfect angle.
Plot twist. Just these long balls seem to be working for Plot Twist this time around rather than against them.
Yeah, a little bit weird on that one. Toroko's on his back half.
Now 3 goals unanswered. Toroko, what a setup though. Did all the work for Sosa, who just had to be there.
You know, having mistakes, this could be the start, you know. Made a mistake, gave up that first goal, and now here gets involved and gets a goal for it. So having to find a way to balance that out, having the highs and the lows is not...
We need the DeLorean on the
big
field.
Pass play, man.
I mean, you know a pass is good when the shot is right down the middle. It definitely looked like it was dead after Toro couldn't find the net. Instead, First Killer just drags it straight back in front of Toro and says, all right, you get a better shot here. Still lots of work.
Yeah, it's just good consistent pressure, attacking from multiple angles. It's forcing Rogue to go up and try to make these challenges, but every single touch is still right above their net, so they're not... Yeah, just a big mistake here. First Killer just trying to play that into the midfield. I think it's just because he wants to play it around Sosa, who's challenging, but ends up setting it up perfectly for Mektos for these guys to pop it back.
This is the first double tap I think they've actually got today. They've gone for it multiple times, and Crow will be the one to grab it.
Doesn't count, hit the ground. Doesn't count.
Yeah, it was just a poor decision from Rogue. Just the idea of putting that to First Killer wasn't the right one. Toroko had already spotted it, intercepted, and had already done the work for up. And it is Sosa again who just wants to go hunting, but Turo needed to stay back.
Yeah, a really rough one there for Turo, and a lot of it against Sosa. Just not great effort here by First Killer. Even if he whips, he still draws 2 defenders with him, and that's the double touch that he could have had. He could have pushed that pass anyway, but because 2 players commit
himself a passing option instead. So the First Killer off the backboard. No follow-up available. Not for a while anyway. This Crow will keep the pressure on for his team.
And as they overlap here on the rotation out, could be a dangerous one, but Crow left kind of able to breathe alone as we get to the last 10 seconds. Turo, Soul Play going to be able to pay it off the ceiling pass 1 and a shot over this.
And it is Rogue up to 2-0 in the standings.
Just great effort by First Killer, able to play that all the way down. And because the team on Plot Twist is...
It's going to be Rad Enterprises getting on the board first.
Yeah, one of the things I like to see out of NRG are those short passes. And we know that Garrett and Squishy love those passes too. But that's not what we want to see from him.
And this is just a really quick play from Garrett. He sees the drop, pounces on it. AXB has no time to respond.
3.5 minutes overtime, game 1 to NRG.
What a way to start off this series. Justin plays that beautifully. Gimmick just been waiting to see from NRG.
That's hard. Yeah, Torment left the net just a little bit here. He tried to get back, but he came in just low off the post. Gimmick did his best to get that big old Dominus body in the way.
It is going to be brutal for Rad Enterprises as they go down 1-0 minute and a half into this game.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Torment was looking to get that ball a bit more to the side.
It's easy out there.
That was just clean off the wall. The follow. Look how fast he got forward. The flip canceled to get himself in front of the net and be in control. To be out yet. We liked what we saw in game number 1. Game number 2 was just as close. I was hoping Rat would keep it here too.
Yeah, and that's just the product of an excellent quick pass.
Justin with the cheeky steal. He's sitting on the goal line. That's scary because I would have saved that by accident for sure.
I mean, yeah, if that had been me out there, that would have been
a little bit smarter, but it's still going to be a rush.
This is really good teamwork. Torment throwing Justin off just enough to give AXB the space he needed to slide.
Tried to get it to AXB. Of course, that's going to get intercepted. The high-flying players of NRG, they're going to take it back to your end. They had to keep it close. Justin as well, a bit of a fake there. A little bit of a wiggle. Justin doesn't know where the shot's going, and it goes straight to the bottom corner. That's a flex.
A shot will get NRG back level.
Let's just talk about the incredible save first from Tarako, and then Justin comes in with a sideboard touch. Garrett
First is going to propel NRG into lead.
Yeah, that defense just couldn't get it out there. I don't know how Justin ended up in the perfect spot there because it looked like he was ready for it. There's a momentum. We talked about it coming out of that last series they had earlier against Rat. Now they're holding it up against Plot. Plot was doing pretty good at the beginning, but I talked about
Able to convert, and it gets sent all the way back down the other way.
what did I say at the beginning of the series? That they got the offense, but sometimes that defense just gets
On the board, and you really feel like they needed that one for this game, especially with how much limited time is left.
This is what I like to see a lot better, though, from them. Instead of sending a beautiful pass from Garrett here, he saw his opportunity on the way out. Placement, though, from Justin. He uses the side to make sure he can sneak it past that defender, puts it high.
Back with control. Squishy in the air, Garrett in midfield. Looks to get it on target off the back wall. Drop down, not quite enough. He looked to get one final.
Gonna get credit for that one.
And this is
And
like
yet-
a punch in the gut for them here, especially with how important it was for them to try and get out ahead. And
A lot of help from Taroko. Garrett, goodbye. Goal, hello.
And it's a close one there from Taroko. Almost.
Ugly mess that started on the other side. And there's the punish I talked about.
Yeah, and it just feels like Squishy in that situation didn't really know where to go. He started the pitch now for plot twist.
Oh no, that mistouch there caused Justin. Justin did his best, but I think it was Squishy. The mistouch there went straight in front of the net. It's not goal. They're still looking for the reverse sweep.
And it would be absolutely massive if they can come away with this excellent shot. Justin looking to get up to that top. Finally starting to find their groove and figure out what they need to do to break this defense.
That was unfortunate. Garrett just did not respect that second touch. That came.
And they are just racking on the points right now.
Yeah, they're just demolishing this defense right now. Half the time, NRG has one person home, and that's not the.
Plot twist finding some early opportunities.
And that's what they want. Carry that momentum through. Don't give NRG any of that time to sort things out.
Try and attack with your fancy passing plays as much as you want, but if you're not having at least someone back to recover, Justin is going to have no problems with just lobbing now the floodgate of goals starting to come through.
Yeah, not on even just one team. It's both teams. Great pass. Look at how fast Sosa was up for that. That's the offense I'm talking about. I watched him sit there for about 12 minutes. He was just there waiting. He had his goalpost camouflage on. NRG didn't see him.
The smallest of mistakes gets Rat Enterprise the lead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Curlin first didn't know who was going to go up. Someone should have been going off the backboard to greet that first from any which way. He comes in from the underside. Turo looks like the play is dead, and there's first killer. Beautiful touch.
And there's the curse, wrapping it. He went for Rat, looking at how they were playing, but what a turnaround in the final moments.
Yeah, this one's all on you, Sleeky. You called it, which means you cursed it. The turnaround with 8 seconds left.
Herman gonna get the credit as Rat Enterprises take game number 1.
At the same time, he couldn't do much. First killer got taken out by Gimmick.
Well, here's an unfortunate accidental own goal from Rat Enterprises.
Oh, it went off the nose of Gimmick. I was wondering how it got so much speed. I'm like,
Responding here in game 2 with a beautiful shot.
responding late, though. They didn't get their goal to the end.
Can't get it on target. That's another situation where I understand it's a difficult shot to make, but it's one of those where I really feel like you've got to try and get that on target. Sends it through, and Rogue will be taking the lead.
Yeah, just past one. A nice second touch, just barely sneaks that one in there. Dominus versus Dominus.
Drop down off the bar and in.
Crow is always looking out for his teammates. What a shot, man. Bardowski, that's in. Tied up 2. It's going to drive home. And Rogue take game number 3.
And I tell you what, Rogue really needed to finish that one off there, because that shot, a couple knocking it through.
Yeah, just sends it straight home. First Killer has been just an incredible striker for this team. Everyone knows First Killer. Everyone knows how good he is.
There's no one there to save it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let this one be, you know?
not too much you can sit. We'll just launch it through 122 kilometers an hour.
Fact check me, but I think he was in the Octane later, switching over to Fennec gang.
It's off the back wall. Crow able to get the touch, but AXB's back on top. Cleared over to the right side.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame them for the all-in here. It almost seemed like a guaranteed goal for Rat. But that incredible save from First Killer sets the...
As Rogue cements the win.
I certainly thought, the way this was going, that First Killer